Nate Diaz vegan. But for a long time now I knew that Nick and Nate were either vegan or vegetarian. And I knew that they went back and forward and tried different things with the plant-based raw food, So there's words around saying that he's not a vegan now, and he's not what he said he is. And a lot of people will say that they're vegan and say that they're a pescatarian or a vegetarian, and then they go along and try different things, different lifestyles to see what works for their body. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You kind of stepping out of the box and trying different things to see what works for you. I met and hanged out with Nate back in, I believe, '08 or '09 down in Fort Lauderdale at some club. And I mean, we never really got into talking about any veganism or no raw food or nothing like that at that time because I wasn't really into that. I was just training in MMA, looking to go pro. My lifestyle at the time was to eat whatever was in front of me. I had no limitations. So being vegan at that time didn't even cross my mind, or raw food didn't even cross my mind. So I never had any conversation too near about that, especially in a club. I was just drinking, smoking, and that's it at that time, and just trying to do the best I can to go pro in MMA. So, that's when I met Nate back in, I believe it was '08 and '09. And, he was a cool dude, hang out, very down to earth, And I mean, that's basically it. I never really talked to him about any veganism or being a vegan because I wasn't even on that at that time. So was Nate a vegan that time around when I hanged out with him? I mean, that's hard to say. I mean, we never really talked about it, so maybe he was. I mean, that's up to Nate. So as I mentioned, I only can speak for myself and what I was doing at that time. I started out plant-based, raw food lifestyle first before I even tried any vegan or tried to go vegan. And I'm not even vegan, really. I'm like semi-vegan, as I mentioned. I'm more plant-based, like maybe 70, 80 plant-based, and the other rest is just some vegan stuff I do back and forth. But my main thing is just raw food, plant-based. So a lot of like fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds. And remember, raw food is not just cabbage and lettuce and carrots eaten all day. You can have raw food like this where you make the crust out of cashew. You basically, nuts and seeds is what make the crust, and use a dehydrator. And as long as you're not going over a certain Fahrenheit, 100, you can prepare your food and keep the enzyme in there, and keep the nutrition in the food. Here, just all basically nuts, cashews, grind it up and use a dehydrator, and you prepare the food. All the sauce is grinded down, the cashew cheese, and cashew butter, and that's it. And put in lettuce, or I said you can use a dehydrator and make the crust out of it. As long as you're not going over 100. You're keeping everything intact. Use a dehydrator for cookies or pizza crust, and they will give you the texture of a regular cookie out there or regular pizza crust. You just a little different, raw, and that's it. So it's not just all just lettuce and cabbage you're eating. You can create stuff by using that dehydrator, which basically takes out the water out of it, but it doesn't cook it up to where it kills it and takes all the enzymes and kill the nutrition in it. You get to keep all that and enjoy it as raw. I have some steamed vegetables here with some mushrooms, bell peppers, broccoli. So this is a little bit cooked up on the stove, so no, it's no more raw now because I'm cooked on the stove. But I don't cook it to the point of where all my vegetables are soggy and soft. Try to just cook it for a little bit and take it off. But again, you could say that's kind of like a vegan dish now because I basically prepared it on the stove and I didn't use a dehydrator. So this is just here, just doing a juice, melon, kale, broccoli. These are just a variety of different nuts and seeds. So as I said, it's good to try different things and see what works for you. And when you do that, you have variety, you can decide which one works better, and you can talk more about it. And that goes for anything in life. Anything you're doing, you always want to have experience in it. You want to try it out. You never know, how it's going to work for you. So it's good to think out of the box. Be open-minded, open your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. So you want to have experience with different things. So I can talk about eating a regular way of life, like what we're brought up to believe we should be eating, like steaks, chicken, pork, eating a bunch of processed food and whatever they're selling on TV. So I can talk about that because I've done that. And I can talk about going raw food, which I'm still doing because of lifestyle. I can talk about veganism. I can talk about vegetarian. I can talk about pescatarian because I've done all those. I've lived my life on it. I've done pescatarian for a little while. I'm still doing raw food right now, plant-based with a little bit of vegan on the side. But I'm mostly, majority is raw, plant-based. So I can talk about that. So those lifestyles, I can have a conversation and I can tell which one to me I believe is the best that works for me. Overall, if I had to choose one, So for me, in my opinion, that works for me now. Everybody's different. There's some people that might perform good on a vegan diet. For me, out of all those lifestyles, I pick raw food, plant-based. My body feels good when I'm eating raw only. Have more energy, sleep better, my performance is better, my exercises, my martial arts, my mental, physical, everything is just on point. Now the only way that I found out that raw works the best for me is because I tried every other thing out there. I tried different lifestyles out there to see which one works the best. So if I didn't do that or never attempted to come out of the box and try that, I would only stick to eating red meat, chicken, pork, and just the American lifestyle. Because I wouldn't have never known any better. The knowledge wouldn't have been there. And that goes for being a vegan. If you don't try, say, plant-based, for a while, for a year or 2 years and try doing that, you will never know if plant-based works better than vegan for you. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for vegetarian or pescatarian. You got to dibble dabble. And the lifestyle goes deep. Being a vegan, a raw foodist, the cruelty to animals is a huge thing. Eating animals, animal products, eggs, dairy, those things are forbidden. Those things you're not supposed to eat. So, as I said, when you're killing off the animals, that's destroying the planet. That's destroying the environment. I mean, you can do your research and check that out and see what I'm talking about. If you think about it, if you're going around just killing off all the chickens, all the cows that's roaming the earth, there's a reason why they're there, And then people say, oh, but you're eating the plants. The plants are living things. Yeah, but there's plants that's meant for you to eat, and there are seeds that you can take and plant them back in the ground, throw them back in the ground, and those plants grow back up. The animals can go extinct, just like humans. If you keep killing off the animals, then eventually there won't be no more cows, no more chickens, no more fishes in the ocean. And then you have a big problem. You have a big problem because there's a reason why the fishes and all the animals are there. I'm telling you. And now there are genetic modified foods out there. Your fruits and vegetables, a lot of those are genetically modified if you don't plant them or grow them yourself. Animals, them, fishes, everything. Salmon, it's just genetic modified. Imagine you eating that. Freaking destroy your body, man. You put that into your body. Your body not going to process that. And that's where you get sick with all kind of diseases, man. And problems. Cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, everything, man. So, as I'm saying, there's enough soil, there's enough earth here to plant as many seeds as you want for all different type of vegetables and fruits to feed the entire globe. But they choose to still kill off the animals them and then try to clone them back, genetic modify them, because there's not enough livestock to go around to feed the people on Earth because we're overpopulated. So they're just breeding these animals, pumping them up with steroids, try to, make them grow quick, which, that's not good. You put that into your body, you got problems. So as I mentioned, for me, in my opinion, that works for my body. Plant-based works the best. I'd rather eat plant-based raw food than go on a vegan lifestyle. That's for me. That's why I choose plant-based over vegan. Vegan is like in the 20-10% range. Then my raw food is in the 80s. That's my main source of nutrition, you know. And as I said, everybody is different, and that's why they say Nate, he's not vegan, he's like pescatarian, he's raw food. And I believe no, I heard that he's been going raw for like a year. So as I said, that's good for him, man. I mean, to go raw food, plant based is it's not easy. You gotta be mentally prepared for that. Or unless you break easy and you just go back to what you're doing from before because of that fear. You can't do it. So you're gonna go back to eating meat or fish or whatever you were doing. So going raw, plant-based, even liquid diet, just smoothies and juices is just tough. I mean, it's a big thing, man. It's not easy. And I'm just being honest when I say that. So not putting any fear, there's no fear in it, and you just, if you want to do it, do it. But go in there with an open mind and know that, if you have cravings, you might go back to that. But that's the whole thing. If you go back, you're working it again. Give it a shot again, you know? Or just try go vegan first, give it a shot, and then try raw and go back and forward. I mean, that's what Nate Diaz is doing. You can't just jump into a cold turkey, unless you're gonna go into shock and you're gonna resort back to what you were doing in the beginning. So as I said, you gotta pace yourself with this. You gotta take your time.